Thor, Love and Thunder is a 2022 American superhero film based on Marvel Comics featuring the character Thor. Produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, it is the sequel to Thor, Ragnarok, 2017, and the 29th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. The film was directed by Taika Waititi, who co-wrote the screenplay with Jennifer Kaytin Robinson, and stars Chris Hemsworth as Thor alongside Christian Bale, Tessa Thompson, Jamie Alexander, Waititi, Russell Crowe, and Natalie Portman. In the film, Thor tries to find inner peace, but must return to action and recruit Valkyrie, Thompson, Korg, Waititi, and Jane Foster, Portman, who is now the mighty Thor, to stop Gorr the God Butcher, Bale, from eliminating all gods. Hemsworth and Waititi had discussed plans for a sequel to Ragnarok by January 2018. Love and Thunder was announced in July 2019, with Hemsworth, Waititi, and Thompson all set to return, as well as Portman, who did not appear in Ragnarok. Waititi wanted to differentiate Love and Thunder from Ragnarok, seeking to make a romance film and 1980s-inspired adventure. He adapted elements from Jason Aaron's run on Thor comic books during the 2010s, which similarly debuted Gorr and saw Foster take on the mantle and powers of Thor whilst under treatment for cancer. Robinson joined to contribute to the script in February 2020, and further casting was revealed later that year, including the appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Production was expected to begin in late 2020 but was delayed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Filming ultimately began in January 2021 in Sydney, Australia, with Barry Edoin as the director of photography, and concluded at the beginning of June. Thor, Love and Thunder premiered at the El Capitan Theatre in Hollywood, Los Angeles, on June 23, 2022, and was released in the United States on July 8, as part of Phase 4 of the MCU. The film received mixed reviews from critics, who praised the performances of Hemsworth, Bale, and Portman, but criticized its visual effects and tonal inconsistencies. The film grossed $760.9 million worldwide, making it the 8th highest grossing film of 2022, as well as the 2nd highest grossing film in the Thor franchise. Plot: Gorr and his daughter, Love, the last of their race, struggle in a barren desert. Despite their prayers to their god, Rapu, Love dies. The god-killing Necros word calls to Gorr, leading him to Rapu's lush realm. After Rapu cruelly mocks and dismisses Gorr's plight, he renounces the god, causing Rapu to start strangling him. The Necros word offers itself to Gorr, who kills Rapu with it and vows to kill all gods. Gorr is granted the ability to manipulate shadows and produce monsters, but is cursed with impending death and corruption under the sword's influence. Thor has joined the Guardians of the Galaxy after the Avengers battle against Thanos. He learns of a distress signal from Sif, so he parts ways with the team. He finds an injured Sif, who warns that Gorr's next target is New Asgard. Meanwhile, Dr. Jane Foster, Thor's ex-girlfriend, has been diagnosed with stage 4 terminal cancer. With medical treatment proving ineffective, she travels to New Asgard hoping that Thor's hammer Mjolnir, which was previously fractured by Hela, might heal her. Due to an enchantment Thor unknowingly placed on it years earlier to protect Foster, Mjolnir reforges and bonds itself to her. Thor arrives in New Asgard just as Gorr's attack begins. Thor is surprised to find Foster wielding Mjolnir, but teams up with her, Valkyrie, and Korg to fight Gorr. The group thwarts Gorr, but he escapes, kidnapping numerous Asgardian children and imprisoning them in the Shadow Realm. The group travels to Omnipotence City to warn the other gods and ask for their help in creating an army. The leader of the gods, Zeus, is unwilling to help, thinking they can remain safe and hidden from Gorr in the city. He also believes that Gorr will not be able to achieve his stated goal of visiting the realm of eternity, where he will be granted one wish, presumably to destroy all gods. As a security precaution, Zeus orders the group's capture to prevent them from exposing the city's location to Gorr. When Zeus injures Korg, Thor impales Zeus with his thunderbolt, which Valkyrie steals before they escape to confront Gore in the Shadow Realm. On the way, Thor learns of Foster's cancer diagnosis. The group arrives at the Shadow Realm but are unable to locate the children. Foster sees ancient drawings that depict Thor's battle axe Stormbreaker as a way to summon the Bifrost to enter eternity, and deduces the trap laid out by Gore. She throws away Stormbreaker to prevent Gore from accessing it. However, Gore overpowers the group and threatens to kill Foster, forcing Thor to summon it back. Gore successfully steals Stormbreaker and injures Valkyrie before a weakened Foster collapses. Upon traveling back to New Asgard, Thor discovers that Foster's Thor form is not allowing her body to naturally fight the cancer. Due to this, Thor travels to Eternity's altar alone and using Zeus's thunderbolt, imbues the children with his power to fight Gore's monsters while he battles Gore. When Foster senses that Gore is about to kill Thor, she joins the battle with Mjolnir to save him. They destroy the Necros Word, freeing Gore from its influence, but the three are brought into Eternity's realm. With Gore poised to make his wish, Thor implores Gore to revive his daughter instead of destroying the gods. Thor then leaves Gore to make his decision and attends to Foster, who succumbs to her illness and dies in his arms. Moved by their display, Gore wishes for Eternity to revive love, which it grants. As Gore dies from the curse, he requests Thor to take care of love. In the aftermath, the children return to New Asgard, where Valkyrie and Sif commence their training, and a monument is erected in Foster's memory. Thor adopts Love, who accompanies him in his heroics, with Thor wielding Mjolnir and Love wielding Stormbreaker. In a mid-credits scene, back in Omnipotence City, a recuperating Zeus sends his son Hercules to kill Thor as revenge. In a post-credits scene, Foster arrives at the gates of Valhalla, where Heimdall welcomes her. Cast: Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, and Natalie Portman announcing the film at the 2019 San Diego Comic-Con. Chris Hemsworth as Thor, a founding Avenger and the former king of Asgard, based on the Norse mythological deity of the same name. 7 Director Taika Waititi said that Thor is going through a midlife crisis in the film, as he is just trying to figure out his purpose, trying to figure out exactly who he is and why he's a hero or whether he should be a hero. 8 Thor has a large tattoo on his back that memorializes his family and friends that have previously died. 9 Hemsworth's twin sons Sasha and Tristan portray Thor as a child. 10 Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher, a scarred wielder of the Necros Word and manipulator of shadows who seeks the extinction of the gods. 11 12 Waititi described Gore as being very formidable and layered. 13 Bale felt the character had a sort of an Nosferatu-slight attitude, and took inspiration from the music video for the Aphex Twin song Come to Daddy, 1997. 14 Waititi opted to change Gore's facial features in the film since his original look in the comics resembles Lord Voldemort from the Harry Potter film series. 15 Odd Studio created Gore's practical makeup. 16 Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie, the king of New Asgard, based on the mythological being Brynhildr. 11 7 Thompson and producer Kevin Feige said the character's bisexuality would be addressed in the film. 17 Waititi said Valkyrie had to adjust to the bureaucratic aspects of ruling, away from the battlefield, such as dealing with the infrastructure and economy of New Asgard and hosting delegates from other countries. 13 Jamie Alexander as Sif, an Asgardian warrior and Thor's childhood friend, based on the Norse mythological deity of the same name. 18 Taika Waititi as Korg, a Kronan gladiator who befriended Thor. 19 Waititi also voices the Kronan god Nini of the Nani. 20 Russell Crowe as Zeus, the king of the Olympians, based on the Greek mythological deity of the same name. 21 Crowe wanted to perform the role in a Greek accent, but Waititi thought it would sound too silly, so he had Crowe do takes in both a Greek and British accent. 22 with Waititi suggesting the British accent be similar to the one Crowe used for Maximus Decimus Meridius in the film Gladiator, 2000. 23 Waititi finally concluded that Crow was correct and used the Greek accent in the final film. 22. Natalie Portman as Jane Foster / Mighty Thor. An astrophysicist and Thor's ex-girlfriend who is undergoing cancer treatment and who gains powers to become the Mighty Thor by wielding a reconstructed Mjolnir, the hammer previously wielded by Thor. 11/7/24 Portman, who did not appear in the previous film Thor, Ragnarok, 2017, agreed to return after a meeting with Waititi 25, who said Foster's return to Thor's life after 8 years would be a big adjustment for him since she has had another life without him. Waititi added that Foster showing up dressed like Thor would be a real mindfuck for him. 26 In preparation for her role, Portman took the Mjolnir prop home to practice using it for her stunts. 27. Additionally, the Guardians of the Galaxy are featured in the film, with Chris Pratt, Karen Gillan, Dave Bautista, Paul Mentiev, Sean Gunn, Vin Diesel, and Bradley Cooper reprising their respective MCU roles as Peter Quill / Star-Lord, Nebula, Drax the Destroyer, Mantis, Kraglin of Fontaine, Groot, and Rocket. 28 Matt Damon, Sam Neill, and Luke Hemsworth reprise their roles as Asgardian actors respectively, playing Loki, Odin, and Thor from Ragnarok, with Melissa McCarthy joining them as an Asgardian actress playing Hela. 29/30 and McCarthy's husband Ben Falcone as the stage manager. 31 Meek, who previously appeared in Ragnarok and the film Avengers, Endgame, 2019, via CGI, is voiced by Stephen Murdoch, while Carly Reese provides the motion capture performance for the character. 2032 Also returning from previous MCU media are Kat Dennings and Stellan Skarsgård as Foster's colleagues Darcy Lewis and Eric Selvig, respectively, and Idris Elba as Heimdall in the post-credits scene. Daley Pearson appears as new Asgard tour guide Daryl Jacobson, after first portraying the role in Marvel Studios' Team Thor, 2016-2018, short film series. 30 Archive footage from previous MCU films of Tom Hiddleston as Loki, Anthony Hopkins as Odin, Rene Russo as Frigga. 33 Ray Stevenson as Volstagg, Tadanobu Asano as Hagun, and Zachary Levi as Fandral is featured at the beginning of the film. 34 Chanique Grayling portrays a young Frigga during a flashback sequence. 33 Deities introduced in the film include Simon Russell Bale as the Olympian god Dionysus, based on the Greek mythological deity of the same name. 20 Jonathan Brugg, who appeared as Deacon Bruck in Waititi's 2014 film What We Do in the Shadows, as Rapu, a god from Gor's home planet who becomes his first victim. 30 Akosia Sabet as Bast, a goddess who is a member of both the Heliopolitan and Wakandan pantheons, based on the Egyptian mythological deity Bastet. 35 Kuni Hashimoto as the Japanese god Jade Murai. 33 Carmen Foon as the Roman goddess Minerva. 36 and Stephen Hunter as the fur god. 33 Also appearing in the film are Kieran L. Dyer as Axel, Heimdall's son. 37 Chris Hemsworth's daughter India Rose Hemsworth as Love, Gor's daughter who is adopted by Thor. 20 and Stephen Curry as Yakin, the ruler of the planet Indigar. 38 cameos in the film include Bale, Portman, and Waititi's children as new Asgard children. 39 Hemsworth's wife, Elsa Pataki, as the Wolf Woman who was one of Thor's past lovers. 31 Indiana Evans as one of the Zeusettes. 39 Jenny Morris as a new Asgard citizen. 20 Chloe Gauno as Foster's mother Elaine in a flashback sequence. 40 Dave Corey as Dwayne, a Kronon who becomes Korg's partner in a romantic relationship. 41 and Brett Goldstein as Zeus's son Hercules in the mid-credits scene. 30 Jeff Goldblum and Peter Dinklage were both originally set to reprise their respective roles as Grandmaster from previous MCU media and Eitri from the film Avengers, Infinity War, 2018, but their scenes were cut from the theatrical release. 42 Lena Headey, Angus Sampson, and Divine Joy Randolph were cast as a coven of witches, with their scene cut as well. 43-44 Production Development. Shortly after the release of the third Thor film, Thor, Ragnarok, in November 2017, that film's director Taika Waititi and executives from Marvel Studios met to discuss ideas for another film, which was greenlit following the positive responses to Ragnarok. 45 Chris Hemsworth indicated in January 2018 that he was interested in continuing to play Thor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, despite his contract with Marvel Studios being set to end with his role in the MCU film Avengers, Endgame, 2019. 46 By then, Hemsworth and Waititi had discussed what they would want in a potential fourth Thor film. 47 And Hemsworth said a month later that he would consider returning if there was another great script. 48 Tessa Thompson, who plays Valkyrie in the MCU films, believed in April 2019 that a pitch had been made for a Ragnarok sequel that involved Waititi returning. 49 Hemsworth said then that he would continue to play Thor for as long as possible, crediting Waititi with revitalizing his interest in the role after he became exhausted and underwhelmed with it prior to making Ragnarok. 50. In July 2019, Waititi officially signed on to write and direct a fourth Thor film, with Hemsworth expected to reprise his role. 51 Waititi was not interested in repeating what they did with Ragnarok, instead wanting to do something more interesting for myself to keep the whole thing ignited and to make sure that I'm feeling creatively stimulated. 13 Later that month, at San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige announced the film as Thor, Love and Thunder, with a release date of November 5, 2021. Hemsworth and Thompson were confirmed to be returning along with Natalie Portman, reprising her role of Jane Foster from the MCU films Thor, 2011, and Thor, The Dark World, 2013. 7 Hemsworth, who would also serve as an executive producer. 52 was paid $20 million upfront for the film. 53 An increase from the $15 million upfront salary he earned for each of his appearances in Ragnarok, the film Avengers, Infinity War, 2018, and Endgame. 54 Portman agreed to return to the franchise, after her character had not been included in Ragnarok, following a single meeting with Waititi, who was given creative freedom from Marvel Studios to reimagine her role in the film, in which he offered to portray the character in a different and fresh way, with a license to be adventurous and fun and funny. 25 55 56 Thompson and Feige added that Valkyrie's bisexuality would be addressed in the sequel, retroactively making her Marvel Studios' first LGBTQ superhero. 1757 Marvel Studios executive Brad Winderbaum was producing the film alongside Feige. 11. Don Harwin, the Minister for the Arts for the Australian state of New South Wales, announced at the end of July that Thor, Love and Thunder would be filmed at Fox Studios Australia in Sydney back-to-back with the MCU film Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, 2021, with work set to begin on Love and Thunder there in March 2020 ahead of an August 2020 filming start. The production was set to receive over $24 million, $18 million of subsidies from the Australian and New South Wales governments. Marvel Studios Vice President David Grant said shooting the two films back-to-back would provide continuous employment for local crews, with Love and Thunder expected to generate over $178 million, $134 million for the local economy. He added that the studio would work with local educational institutions in creating internship opportunities. 58 Jeff Goldblum said in August 2019 that there was a chance he could reprise his Ragnarok role of the Grand Master in the sequel. 59 And Waititi confirmed in October that he would be reprising his own role of Korg from Ragnarok and Endgame. 19 Christian Bale entered talks to join the cast in January 2020. 60 With pre-production expected to begin in April. 61 Thompson confirmed a month later that Bale would star as the villain in the film. 62 While Vin Diesel, who voices Groot in the MCU films, said he had discussed the film with Waititi and had been told the Guardians of the Galaxy would be appearing in it. 63 In early April, Disney shifted much of their Phase 4 slate of films due to the COVID-19 pandemic, moving Thor, Love and Thunder's release date to February 18, 2022. 64 Pre-production on the film was delayed due to the pandemic, with Waititi unsure when production would continue. 65 At the end of the month, Disney moved the release date up to February 11, 2022. 66 By July, filming was set to start in early 2021. 67. Writing. Co-writer and director Taika Waititi at the 2019 San Diego Comic-Con. When announcing the film in July 2019, Waititi said it would adapt elements from Jason Aaron's Mighty Thor comic books by having Foster become a hero called the Mighty Thor. 768 Feige said that the film would include a lot of elements from Marvel Comics and that the storyline of Foster becoming the Mighty Thor would be an important part. 2568 explaining that Marvel considered the Mighty Thor run to be one of the best recent comic books. Waititi read the comic while working on Ragnarok, and when he agreed to direct another Thor film, he told Marvel that he wanted to include Foster as the Mighty Thor. 25 The studio agreed to adapt Aaron's storyline and include Portman following discussions with Waititi about where the story could lead. 26 Waititi said they stuck close to Foster's storyline from those comics and tried to adapt its best parts. He also explained that Thor having his axe Stormbreaker and then seeing his hammer Mjolnir return in the hands of someone else and no longer being his hammer would explore the idea that someone's taking his place, which he felt some fans assumed would occur, but did not believe this as such. 69 Aaron served as a consultant on the film. 70 A.C. Bradley, the creator and head writer of the animated series What If? 2021 to 2024, pitched an episode of that series in which Foster would have become Thor, but the idea was rejected because the storyline was already being used for Love and Thunder. 71. In August, Waititi was reported to have completed a script for the film 72, but he denied this later that month. 73 While promoting his film Jojo Rabbit, 2019, in October, Waititi said he had completed the first draft of the screenplay 74 but the story would change throughout filming and editing. He was unsure if the film would include the storyline from Aaron's run in which Foster suffers from breast cancer, which he said was a powerful part of the comics. 75 Portman later said Foster's treatment from cancer would be explored in the film. 24 Waititi added that Marvel was still discussing how much time would pass between Endgame and Love and Thunder, and that this would affect whether Thor is still carrying the extra weight he is depicted with in Endgame, which earned him the nicknames Fat Thor and Bro Thor. Waititi did note that he wanted to keep changing it up with Thor. He's so interesting when he's changing all the time. 74. The film is set 8 years after Thor and Foster broke up, around 2024. 76 Waititi also acknowledged fans shipping Valkyrie with Brie Larson's Carol Danvers / Captain Marvel but said he did not intend to include a romantic relationship between the pair because he would rather surprise fans than do something by popular demand. 77 Jennifer Kayden Robinson was hired to work on the film's screenplay with Waititi in February 2020. 78 Waititi received sole screenplay credit on the film's theatrical poster, with Robinson credited with him for the story. 79 Before the final credits from the Writers Guild of America credited both Waititi and Robinson as the film's writers. 80. Thor, Love and Thunder follows Thor as he attempts to find inner peace, but must return to action and recruit Valkyrie, Korg, and Foster to stop Gore the God Butcher from eliminating all gods. 11 4 or 5 drafts of the screenplay had been completed by mid-April 2020. 65 When Waititi said the sequel was so over the top now in the very best way and would make Ragnarok look like a run-of-the-mill, very safe film by doubling down on its crazier aspects. 65 77 He wanted to up the ante and make the film as if 10-year-olds told us what should be in a movie and we said yes to every single thing. Waititi added that the film would explore more of Korg's Kronon culture and indicated that it would include the space sharks alien race from the comics. He expressed interest in featuring the character Beta Ray Bill, but was unsure at that point if he would. 65. At the end of July, Waititi said they had been writing the script off and on for over a year and he was taking another pass on it that week. He said it was very romantic, and explained that he wanted to make a romance film because he wanted to make something that he had not done before. 67 81 And, as such, wrote the film as a love story. 82 He later said the film was about love, with superheroes, and outer space, and that he wanted to embrace this thing that I was always a bit dismissive of, and explore this idea of love, and show characters who do believe in love. 83 That October, Hemsworth said Waititi was still writing the script and expressed his excitement for doing something drastically different with his character, as he did in his previous 3 MCU films. 84 Waititi later described Love and Thunder as the craziest film he had ever made and explained that each element was intended to not make sense. He said it would have its own distinct flavor from Ragnarok. 85 which he called a 1970s space opera with a festive, party-like tone. He saw this film as a 1980s adventure, taking inspiration from posters for films such as Conan the Barbarian, 1982, and The Beastmaster, 1982, as well as art seen on vans in Venice Beach. 13 With the works of Jack Kirby and the covers of Old Mills and Boone romance novels also serving as visual touchstones for the film. 82 He said it was not serious or dramatic, but it did explore themes such as love, loss, and our place in the world while making the characters ask themselves the questions, what is your purpose? What is the reason that you're a hero, and what do you do when you have these powers? 13. The film's ending involving love underwent multiple revisions. 86. James Gunn, the writer and director of the 3 Guardians of the Galaxy films, consulted on how the Guardians characters were used in Love and Thunder. 87 With Gunn and Waititi discussing where the characters were going before Waititi began writing. Waititi read Gunn's script for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, 2023, which is set after Love and Thunder, and then Gunn read Waititi's script and shared his thoughts. 88 Asking for some adjustments to be made. 89 In January 2021, Gunn said the Guardians were in great hands with Waititi. 87 And he later praised Waititi's work on the script. 90 Chris Pratt said Love and Thunder would continue the rivalry between Guardians leader Peter Quill / Star-Lord and Thor that was established in Infinity War and Endgame. 91 While Karen Gillan said Waititi brought out the bonkers side of Nebula through her pure aggression. 92 Pre-production. Pre-production began in Australia by October 2020. 24 A month later, Chris Pratt was revealed to be reprising his role as Guardians of the Galaxy leader Peter Quill / Star-Lord. 93 Given the ensemble nature of the cast, industry insiders described the film as feeling like Avengers 5. 94 In December, Feige revealed that the film's release was delayed again, this time to May 6, 2022, and he announced that Bale would portray Gore the God Butcher in the film. 95 Jamie Alexander was also revealed to be reprising her MCU role in Love and Thunder, returning as Sif from the first 2 Thor films after not appearing in Ragnarok. 1896-97 Alongside other members and allies of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Pom Klementieff as Mantis. 98 Dave Bautista as Drax the Destroyer, Karen Gillan as Nebula. 99 And Sean Gunn as Kraglin of Fontaine. Gunn also provides on-set reference for Guardians member Rocket. 99 100 Matt Damon was set to appear, after making a cameo appearance in Ragnarok as an Asgardian actor playing Loki. 99 101 He received special permission to enter Australia, despite the country's strict travel restrictions during the pandemic, since Love and Thunder was providing jobs for Australians. 102 This prompted criticism as it was perceived that Damon, who travelled with his family, received preferential treatment to enter when many Australian nationals abroad were unable to return to the country. 101 Sam Neill, who appeared alongside Damon in Ragnarok as an actor playing Odin, said there was a good chance he would be in the film as well, as long as he could travel from New Zealand to Australia during the pandemic. 103 Macy Rubio served as the film's costume designer, after doing so for Ragnarok. 104 105 For Love and Thunder, Rubio focused on making clothes that reflect faithfully to the comics and fit Thor's mythology. 104 Making of Foster's costume required 10 set constructions. 106 Rubio created Foster's costume based on the old comics while maintaining her heroic attributes, with advanced technology that was flexible and versatile. As Portman was vegan, it was important to Rubio that she make Foster's costume out of non-animal materials such as plastic and other synthetic materials. To differentiate Foster from Thor, Rubio added silver metallic and deeper red hues to Foster's costume since Thor's one used new colors, as well as her winged helmet. 104-105 Rubio created 25 costumes for Hemsworth. These included many types of Thor's typical uniform, which Rubio integrated more vibrant colors, like reds, blues, and metallic golds to match the exaggerated aesthetic of the film. 104-105 Thor's 1980s costume was influenced by Kurt Russell's character Jack Burton in the film Big Trouble in Little China, 1986, 107, and his other costumes made more flashier compared to Foster's. Gore's costume, unlike those of most of the characters in Love and Thunder, which were taken directly from the comics, was redesigned for the film, with Rubio using classical sculptures as a source of inspiration for his outfit during the draping process. For a great contrast to vibrant colors used by other characters, Rubio applied white to his costume rather than black, reflecting his supernatural nature. 104-105 Rubio bought 50 yards, 46 m, of linen to hide the costume's wire rigger and the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. This prevented Bale from overheating. Leather masters Augusto and Giampaolo Grassi were hired to make a breastplate for Zeus' costume using gold leaf. 107. Filming. Principal photography began on January 26, 2021 108 at Fox Studios Australia in Sydney 58 under the working title The Big Salad. 109 Barry Bazidoan serves as the cinematographer. 110 After previously working with Waititi on the Disney Plus Star Wars series The Mandalorian, 2019 to 2023. 111 Filming was delayed from an initial August 2020 start date due to the COVID-19 pandemic. 5867 Industrial Light and Magic provided the same stagecraft virtual production technology used on The Mandalorian, which Waititi directed an episode of, creating a custom volume space at Fox Studios Australia. It featured more LED panels and offered a higher resolution than the original volume created for The Mandalorian. 112 Waititi also used Satellite Labs plate light technology, after previously using their dynamic light technology on Ragnarok, which is a special rig designed to capture multiple lighting set UPS simultaneously within a single shot at a high frame rate, allowing Waititi to select which lighting setup he would like in post-production. 113 Waititi believed he was able to shoot Love and Thunder more efficiently than Ragnarok due to already having experience working on a Marvel Studios film. 13. Filming occurred at Centennial Park in Sydney in early February. 114 with Clementieff, Gillen, Bautista, and Pratt completing their scenes shortly afterward. 115 116 117 In early March, set photos revealed Damon and Neil were reprising their roles as the Asgardian actors playing Loki and Odin, along with Luke Hemsworth in his Ragnarok role as the actor playing Thor. Melissa McCarthy was also revealed to be portraying an actress playing Hela alongside her husband Ben Falcone in an undisclosed role. These cameos were for a sequence where actors reenact scenes from Ragnarok. 29 Damon filmed his part over 2 days. 102 Alexander completed filming her scenes by the end of the month. 118 While Goldblum was confirmed to appear as the Grand Master. 119 And Russell Crowe was revealed to be appearing in the film in what was described as a fun cameo. 120 Crowe finished filming his scenes in late April, around which time it was confirmed that he would play Zeus in the film. 21 Crowe was originally set to play Satan in the film before his character was changed to Zeus. 121 Septimus Cotone would later be cast as Satan and had makeup and prosthetic tests done, but the character does not appear in the film. 16 At the beginning of May, Waititi said there were 4 weeks left of shooting. 122 While Edoin said he would continue work on the film through the end of 2021. 111 filming wrapped on June 1, 2021. 123 by which point Neil had revealed that singer Jenny Morris would appear in the film. 124 making a cameo as a new Asgard citizen. 20 Goldblum and Peter Dinklage, who was set to reprise his role as Eitri from Infinity War, had their scenes cut from the theatrical release. 42 as did Lena Headey, Angus Sampson, and Divine Joy Randolph, who were cast as a coven of very funny and kind of insane witches who guide Thor in the underworld. 44. Post-production. Waitatai said in early June 2021 that post-production would be completed by February 2022. 125 later in June, Diesel was confirmed to be reprising his voice role as Groot. 126 in October 2021, the film's release date was delayed to July 8, 2022. 127 while Simon Russell Bale was revealed to have been cast in an undisclosed role that was subsequently confirmed to be the Olympian god Dionysus. 128 20 though the scene Bale appeared in was ultimately cut from the final film and the actor was relegated to an extra role in Love and Thunder. 129 additional photography for the film took place in early 2022. 130 at the start of March, further reshoots were revealed to be happening in the coming weeks. 131 and were said to have begun with Bale by the week of March 18. 132 the teaser trailer released in April confirmed that Bradley Cooper would be reprising his MCU role as the voice of Rocket in the film 11 and Ecosia Sabat was revealed to be appearing as the goddess Bast the following month. 35 following the appearance of Brett Goldstein in the film's mid-credits scene as Hercules, Waitatai revealed in July 2022 that Feige really wanted him to be cast for that role. 133. External videos. Video icon Marvel Studios Thor, Love and Thunder, end credits main on-end title sequence presents the film's main on-end title sequence, YouTube video from Perception's channel. Additional characters appearing in the film include, Falagar the Behemoth, one of the gods slain by Gore. 134 the cosmic wish-granting entity Eternity. 135 Thor's magical goats Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder, based on the Norse mythological animals Taengrisnir and Tangjostra. 136 and Warsong, Valkyrie's winged steed. 137 the latter was renamed from Aragorn as in the comics to Warsong for Love and Thunder, after previously appearing unnamed in Ragnarok and Endgame. 138 Waitatai had planned to have Jesus make a cameo appearance as part of a cutaway gag in the Omnipotence City sequence, after Valkyrie mentioned a god of carpentry. 139 the character Sidorak was considered to appear in the film as one of the deities seen in Omnipotent City, but the idea was scrapped. 140 storyboards by artist Anthony Lewin for Love and Thunder suggest that the characters Galactus, Fin Fang Foom, and Shimagaroth were also considered for inclusion in the film. Shimagaroth previously appeared in the MCU film Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, 2022, under the name Gargantos. 141. Visual effects for the film were created by Weta FX, Rising Sun Pictures, Framestore, Industrial Light and Magic, Method Studios, Luma Pictures, Reynald VFX, Base FX, EDIFEDI Digitali Italiani, Mammal Studios, Fin Design Plus Effects, and Cinesight. 142 Matthew Schmidt, Peter S. Elliott, Tim Roche, and Jennifer Vecchiarello served as the film's editors. 110 while Jake Morrison served as the visual effects supervisor. 142 Perception designed the film's main on-end title sequence, drawing inspiration from 1980s rock band logos and designing approximately 250 custom fonts for the sequence. 143. Music. Main article, Thor, Love and Thunder, soundtrack. In December 2021, Michael Giacchino revealed that he would be scoring the film. He previously scored the MCU film Doctor Strange, 2016, and the MCU Spider-Man trilogy for Marvel Studios, as well as Waititai's previous film Jojo Rabbit, 2019. 144 A soundtrack album, featuring Giacchino's original themes along with the score composed by him and Nami Malumad, was released by Hollywood Records and Marvel Music on July 6, 2022. The single Mama's Got a Brand New Hammer, the film's main suite, was released on June 30. 146 Waidatai wanted the music to reflect the same aesthetic of the film with its bombastic, loud, colorful palette. Sweet Child O' Mine by Guns N' Roses is featured in the film, given Guns N' Roses is one of Waidatai's favorite bands, and helped reflect the sort of crazy adventure that we're visually presenting. 147 The song was also used in the film's marketing. 148 The film features the song Rainbow in the Dark by Dio, according to Wendy Dio, widow of band member Ronnie James Dio. 149 Marketing. Lego sets and Hasbro figures based on the film were revealed in February 2022. 150 with additional Lego sets and Funko Pops revealed that April. 151 The teaser trailer was released on April 18, and commentators discussed its ending, which debuted Portman's Foster in the mighty Thor costume and wielding a restored version of Thor's hammer Mjolnir. Marco Vito Otto of Collider and Ryan Parker from The Hollywood Reporter highlighted the use of Sweet Child O' Mine, which Otto felt indicated Waidatai would keep the hard rock aesthetics that helped Thor Ragnarok become a huge success, while Parker called it a bright, stylish, fun trailer that sets a tone for the film in true take a Waidatai form. 152 148 153 Justin Harp of Digital Spy felt the humor from Ragnarok was clearly back in this film too. 154 While Tom Power of Tech Radar felt the trailer was a superhero, intergalactic glam rock feast for the senses and contained intriguing footage that did a good job of teasing the film. 155 Both The Ringer's Daniel Chin and Empire's Sophie Butcher highlighted the trailer's focus on Thor's journey of self-discovery as well as the lack of footage of Bale's gore. Chin remarked that the trailer was dedicated to catching up with Thor as he rediscovers himself, and was excited for Portman's performance as Foster. He thought the trailer was a far cry from the Thor we witnessed over a decade ago, as the franchise has transformed into a full-blown space comedy. Butcher felt the trailer's introspection was not surprising due to the film being set after Endgame, and said the trailer was brief but exciting. 156 157 The trailer had 209 million global views in its first 24 hours, becoming the 7th most viewed trailer in that time period. 158 A second trailer was released on May 23, during Game 4 of the 2022 NBA Eastern Conference Finals. 159 Many commentators highlighted Bale's appearance as Gore the God Butcher in the trailer. 159 160 161 Eric Francisco of Inverse noted the similar comedic tone from Ragnarok while adding some darker shades with the inclusion of Gore. He said Bale brought an absolutely terrifying vision of Gore the God Butcher to the screen, adding that it appears Hemsworth was ready to pass the mantle of Thor to Portman. 160 Jennifer Roulette of Ars Tech NICA noted that Gore's scenes featured a different color palette, being shown in primarily gray tones, which she felt made the contrast between other characters more stark. 161 Zach Seemayer from Entertainment Tonight felt that it gives fans everything they've been hoping for from the brief flashes of important moments from the first trailer in April, citing scenes featuring Portman's The Mighty Thor, Thor living up to his Space Viking title, and Gore's footage. 162 Similarly, the AV Club Sam Barzanti and William Hughes also highlighted Portman and Hemsworth's Thor, Gore's appearance, and other comedic moments in the trailer, such as when Thor is nude after Crow's Zeus exposes his disguise. 163 Scott Mendelson of Forbes called the trailer the real deal compared to the teaser, and noted similarities with the Masters of the Universe franchise. He speculated that Thor and Foster would be pining for each other despite it being 11 years after their first encounter, and called it a little depressing, as he hoped the two A+ dating specimens would have moved on. He also highlighted how Gore's scenes played with color and contrast, and the interplay between Foster and Valkyrie. 164 footage from the film was also featured in the 2022 Cine Europe presentation. 165. Ulta Beauty partnered with Marvel Studios to create a makeup collection based on the film. 166. On July 9, 2022, Waititi and Thompson appeared on Vanity Fair's Notes on a Scene series, analyzing the Taste the Rainbow scene. 167. The video was met with criticism for what some viewers perceived as Waititi and Thompson mocking the visual effects, on the same day that multiple VFX artists who worked for Marvel had spoken out against being underpaid and overworked by the studio's productions. 168. Release. Theatrical. Thor: Love and Thunder premiered at the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood, Los Angeles, on June 23, 2022. 169. 170. The film was theatrically released in Australia on July 6, 2022. 171. In the United Kingdom, Ireland, and New Zealand on July 7. 172. 171. And in the United States on July 8, 2022. 127. In 4DX, Real D, 3D, IMAX, Screen X, and Dolby Cinema. 173. It was previously set for release on November 5, 2021 but was delayed to February 18, 2022, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. 64. It was then moved up a week to February 11 once Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was rescheduled from November 2021 to March 2022. 66. And delayed once again to May 6, 2022. In December 2020. 95. 66. Before shifting to the July 2022 date in October 2021. 127. It is part of Phase 4 of the MCU. 174. The El Capitan Theater hosted 2 sensory-inclusive screenings of the film in July 2022, featuring expedited check-in, a calming lobby, reduced capacity, and gift bags for guests with items to aid with anxiety. 175. The film was not released in Malaysia. 176. Brunei. 177. Kuwait. 178. Bahrain. 179. Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Oman, Qatar. 180 and Jordan. 181 due to containing LGBT elements. Variety reported that the Malaysian release did not happen because Disney refused to make cuts to the film requested by the Film Censorship Board of Malaysia. 176. The Malaysian government confirmed that this was due to LGBT elements not being cut from the film. 182. However, the film became available on Disney Plus in the Middle East region on September 8, 2022. 183. Home media. Thor: Love and Thunder was released on Disney Plus on September 8, 2022, part of Disney Plus Day 184 with the option to view the theatrical version of the film or an IMAX enhanced version. 185. It was released by Walt Disney Studios Home Entertainment on Ultra HD Blu-ray, and DVD on September 27. The home media includes audio commentary, deleted scenes, a gag reel, and various behind-the-scenes featurettes. 186. According to the streaming aggregator Just Watch, Thor: Love and Thunder was the third most streamed film in the United States in 2022. 187. Nielsen Media Research, which records streaming viewership on U.S. television screens, calculated that Thor: Love and Thunder was watched for 1.5 billion minutes from September 5/11, 2022, making it the most streamed film of the week. 188. The following week, from September 12 to 18, 2022, it garnered 621 million minutes of watch time, ranking as the most streamed film for the second week in a row. 189. Reception. Box office. Thor: Love and Thunder grossed $343.3 million in the United States and Canada, and $417.7 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $760.9 million. 4.5. It is the 8th highest grossing film of 2022. 190. The film's opening weekend earned $303.3 million globally, of which IMAX contributed $23 million, making it the third largest July debut of all time for the format. 191. Deadline Hollywood calculated the film's net profit as $103 million, accounting for production budgets, marketing, talent participations, and other costs. Box office grosses and home media revenues placed it 9th on their list of 2022's most valuable blockbusters. 192. In the United States and Canada, the film was projected to gross $140 to $167 million from 4,375 theaters in its opening weekend, along with a total gross of $345 to $420 million. 193. 194. The film earned $69.5 million on its first day, which included $29 million from Thursday night previews. This marked the second highest opening day and preview night of 2022, behind fellow MCU film Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, as well as the 5th highest opening day ever for an MCU film. 3. Its opening weekend earned $144.2 million, which was the largest debut of the Thor franchise, the 12th largest for the MCU, and the 3rd largest for 2022, behind Multiverse of Madness, $187.4 million, and Jurassic World Dominion, $145 million. Of the $144.2 million figure, over $13.8 million came from IMAX, making it the 5th highest July debut of all time for the format domestically. Love and Thunder was also the 6th film in the COVID-19 pandemic to earn over 10 million theater admissions in its opening weekend. 195. Its second weekend grossed $46.6 million, a decline of nearly 68%, representing one of the MCU's largest sophomore weekend drops. Deadline Hollywood attributed this to its cinema score grade and generally mixed reception from critics and audiences. 196. In its third weekend the film made $22.6 million, finishing second behind newcomer Nope. 197. Outside of North America, Love and Thunder grossed $15.7 million from 17 markets on its opening day, surpassing the first day overall results of Thor, Ragnarok, 2017, by 39%. 198. Its weekend gross was $159.2 million from 47 markets, making it the MCU's 9th largest overseas debut ever and the 3rd largest for any Hollywood film released in the COVID-19 pandemic. It surpassed Ragnarok's opening by 19%. IMAX contributed $9.2 million to the weekend, becoming the 3rd largest July debut ever overseas. It also set several pandemic box office milestones in its opening weekend, marking the 2nd highest pandemic opening in Australia, New Zealand, and the Philippines, while earning the 3rd highest in numerous territories, including Brazil, Italy, Thailand, Singapore, and Argentina. 199. As of July 24, 2022, the film's largest markets are the United Kingdom, $31.5 million, Australia, $25.5 million, Mexico, $23.2 million, South Korea, $22.3 million, and Brazil, $17.2 million. 200. Critical response. The review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes reported an approval rating of 63%, with an average rating of 6.4/10, based on 449 reviews. The site's critics' consensus reads, "In some ways, Thor, Love and Thunder feels like Ragnarok Redux, but overall, it offers enough fast-paced fun to make this a worthy addition to the MCU." 201. On Metacritic, the film has a weighted average score of 57 out of 100, based on 64 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. 202 audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B+ on an A+ to F scale, and Post-Track reported 77% of audience members gave it a positive score, with 63% saying they would definitely recommend it. 195. In early reactions to the film, Screen Rant noted that the performances from Christian Bale and Natalie Portman were praised. 203. Owen Gleiberman of Variety said there are many words to describe Thor, Love and Thunder, stating comedy is all part of the package that made Ragnarok such a genuine Marvel wildflower. Gleiberman wrote that the film sustains its freshness to the end, although it started with a more awkward first act with the Guardians of the Galaxy. He also praised Gorr's characterization, a powerful introduction, and concluded the review by saying he felt moved by the end. 204. David Ehrlich of IndieWire praised the film for its light tone and humorous moments, writing that Taika Waititi continues to brighten up the Thor movies with his own flavor of wackiness, which is as welcome here as it was grating in Jojo Rabbit. However, he noted that the film is clouded by its uncertain place in the universe from the moment it starts. Nick Allen at RoachRevert.com gave the film 3 out of 4 stars, stating that it was more or less a victory lap for all that Waititi achieved with his previous Marvel film, the often hilarious, rousing, and plainly refreshing Thor, Ragnarok. And while it has too many familiar flourishes and jokes, this entertaining sequel is still a force for good, with enough visual ambition and heart in front of and behind the camera to stand on its own. He praised Natalie Portman's performance that conveys why it's great to see Jane again, and Christian Bale's striking role that he considered as the closest we'll get to seeing him play Pennywise the Clown, with a dash of Voldemort, but tethered to the same humility he brings to his most human, humbled characters. 205. Todd Gilchrist at the AV Club graded the film B, feeling that it did revisit the cheeky, sentimental tone of the nearly universally beloved Thor, Ragnarok, and propels its eponymous hero into new adventures that bring full circle a journey that started with the very first, much less beloved Thor back in 2011. He praised Portman and Bale's performances, with the latter's character being considered the most interesting and sympathetic Marvel adversary since Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger in Black Panther, and Waititi's distinctive imagery in the film that may disturb and upset some viewers, outpacing Sam Raimi's accomplishments in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, 2022. 206. Leah Greenblatt at Entertainment Weekly also gave a similar grade, feeling that although its cheerful melee of starry cameos, in-jokes, and Cliff's Notes mythology feels a lot like franchise fatigue, it also has frequent moments of gonzo charm, thanks largely to the technicolor lunacy of writer-director Waititi and a cast that seems inordinately game to follow his lead. 207. David Rooney of The Hollywood Reporter stated, "The movie feels weightless, flippant, instantly forgettable, sparking neither love nor thunder." 110. David Sims of The Atlantic felt the film delivered a usual lightning-streaked action and tossed-off gags, but this time, there's not enough heft behind the flashiness. He found it a hasty-feeling mess of a movie and disappointing given that it's directed by Waititi, although he praised Bale's and Russell Crowe's performances. 208. David Fear of Rolling Stone felt the film was oddly unengaging, even the love and death aspects often feel like cold transmissions from distant sources. He saw it as a mess due to the collision of competing tones, subplots, conceptual big swings and chaos masquerading as pathos. 209. Eric Francisco at Inverse found Chris Hemsworth's Thor in the film becoming meandering, left in the purgatory of a roundabout tale that makes some sense on paper but in execution fails to maintain viscosity, feeling that Marvel doesn't know what to do with the character anymore. He felt that despite striving for an emotional story about loss and love, the movie gets in its own way with tiresome relentless comedy, distracted plotting, and uneven tone. 210. Richard Roper of the Chicago Sun-Times gave the film 2 out of 4 stars, calling it one of the goofiest and least consequential sagas in MCU history, an allegedly wild and wacky but ultimately disappointing and disjointed chapter in the ongoing story of the God of Thunder, who seems to get more clueless with each passing movie. 211. At the London premiere Q&A, in response to the question how gay will the film be. Waitai exclaimed that it would be super gay. Critics and moviegoers who saw the film expressed disappointment that the statement was false and that Marvel queerbaited the audience. 212 213 214 Jade King of the Gamer felt expectations from queer audiences for prominent LGBTQ+ characters and themes in Thor, Love and Thunder were not met, writing that the film's creators have been out there talking up the LGBTQ+ representation when it isn't really a massive part of the experience. It's time to temper your expectations and stop letting Marvel continue to queerbait us into disappointment. 215. In June 2023, Hemsworth commented on the film's response, stating, "I think we just had too much fun. It just became too silly. It's always hard being in the center of it and having any real perspective, you just don't know how people are going to respond." 216. He later reflected on his own performance, believing he had become a parody of himself with the improv and wackiness of the film, and that he didn't stick the landing. Christopher Hemsworth AM, born August 11, 1983, is an Australian actor and film producer. Born and raised in Melbourne, Victoria, and Bulman, Northern Territory, he rose to prominence playing Kim Hyde in the Australian television series Home and Away, 2004 to 2007, before beginning a film career in Hollywood. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Hemsworth starred as Thor in the 2011 film of the same name and reprised the role in several subsequent installments, which established him among the world's highest-paid actors. 1-2. His other film roles include the action film Star Trek, 2009, Snow White and the Huntsman, 2012, and its sequel The Huntsman, Winter's War, 2016, Red Dawn, 2012, Black Cod, 2015, Men in Black, International, 2019, Extraction, 2020, and its 2023 sequel, the thriller A Perfect Getaway, 2009, and the comedy Ghostbusters, 2016. Hemsworth's most critically acclaimed films include the comedy horror The Cabin in the Woods, 2012, the biographical sports film Rush, 2013, in which he portrayed James Hunt, the action film Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, 2024, which earned him a nomination for the IACTA Award for Best Actor in a Supporting Role, and the animated film Transformers 1, 2024, in which he voiced Optimus Prime. Early life. Christopher Hemsworth III was born on August 11, 1983, 4 in Melbourne, 5 to Leonie, née Van Os, 6 an English teacher, and Craig Hemsworth, a social services counselor. 7-8 He has an older brother, Luke, and a younger brother, Liam, both of them also actors. His maternal grandfather is a Dutch immigrant and his maternal grandmother is of Irish descent. 9 On his paternal line he is of English, Scottish, and German ancestry. 6. He was brought up both in Melbourne and in the outback in Bulman, Northern Territory. He has said, "My earliest memories were on the cattle stations up in the outback, and then we moved back to Melbourne and then back out there and then back again. Certainly most of my childhood was in Melbourne, but probably my most vivid memories were up there in Bulman with crocodiles and buffalo. Very different walks of life." 5. He attended high school at Heathmont College 5 before his family again returned to the Northern Territory, and then moved a few years later to Phillip Island. 10. Career. Early work, 2002 to 2010. Hemsworth started his career by appearing in several television series. In 2002, Hemsworth starred in 3 episodes of fantasy television series Guinevere Jones as King Arthur, as well as making an appearance in soap opera series Neighbours and 1 episode of Martial Law. The following year, he appeared in an episode of The Saddle Club. In 2004, Hemsworth auditioned for the role of Robbie Hunter in Australian soap opera Home and Away. He did not receive the part, but was subsequently recalled for the part of Kim Hyde. He moved to Sydney to join the cast, appearing in 171 episodes of the series. 11. He left the cast of Home and Away on July 3, 2007. Hemsworth later remarked that although he became more visible after Home and Away, his work on a soap opera did not earn him respect within the film industry. 12. Hemsworth was a contestant on the 5th season of Dancing with the Stars Australia, partnered with professional dancer Abby Ross. The season premiered on September 26, 2006, and after 6 weeks, Hemsworth was eliminated on November 7. Hemsworth's appearance in the franchise almost cost him the role of Thor, as producers of the Marvel film franchise feared fans would be put off. 13. In 2009, Hemsworth played James T. Kirk's father, George Kirk, in the opening scenes of J.J. Abrams' film Star Trek. The role was initially offered to Matt Damon, who turned it down. Abrams appreciated Hemsworth taking on the role. 14. Josh Tyler of Cinema Blend was impressed with Hemsworth, describing the actor's scene as the best 5 minutes I've spent in a movie theater this year. 15. The film was a box office success, grossing $385.7 million. 16. That same year, Hemsworth played the character Cale Garrity in the thriller A Perfect Getaway. It received mixed reviews. 17. But Hemsworth was praised for his appropriately intimidating performance of a thuggish backpacker. 19. Paul Young of Screen Rant also praised Hemsworth's performance as solid. 20. Hemsworth went on to play Sam in 2010's Cash alongside English actor Sean Bean, which was the first film he shot when he arrived in the United States. The film's director, Stephen Milburn Anderson, said Hemsworth had only been in the United States for 6 weeks when he had auditioned for the role, recalling, "Here's a guy who is young, has the right look, is a very good actor and, let's face it, he's beautiful. So I say, we need to get this guy in." I was very impressed. 21. In November 2010, The Hollywood Reporter named Hemsworth one of the young male actors who are pushing, or being pushed onto the Hollywood A-list. 22. Thor and worldwide recognition, 2011 to 2015. In 2011, Sony Pictures announced that Hemsworth would star in the thriller Shadow Runner 23, but the film was never made. That same year, Hemsworth was cast as the superhero Thor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. His first film in the franchise was 2011's Thor. He and castmate Tom Hiddleston, who ultimately played Loki, had each auditioned for the role, for which Hemsworth said he gained 20 pounds of muscle. 24. With a worldwide gross of $449 million. 25. Thor was the 15th highest grossing film of 2011. 26. The film received positive reviews. 27. And Hemsworth's portrayal of the God of Thunder was praised by Kenneth Turan of the Los Angeles Times. 28. Hemsworth reprised the role the following year for the film The Avengers, 2012, as one of the 6 superheroes alongside Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark/Iron Man, Chris Evans' Steve Rogers/Captain America, Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner/Hulk, Scarlett Johansson's Natasha Romanova's/Black Widow, and Jeremy Renner's Clint Barton/Hawkeye sent to defend Earth from his adopted brother, Loki. 29. The film was a critical 30 and commercial success, grossing over $1.5 billion worldwide. 31. The ensemble cast was praised for their on-screen chemistry by Peter Travers of Rolling Stone. 32. Hemsworth shot the horror film The Cabin in the Woods shortly after the release of Star Trek, but it went unreleased until 2012. It garnered positive reviews. 33. And his portrayal of alpha male jock Kurt Vaughn was described by Allison Foreman of Mashable as his sexiest role yet. 34. Hemsworth later starred opposite Kristen Stewart in the film Snow White and the Huntsman, 2012, as the Huntsman. Although a commercial success, grossing $396 million worldwide. 35. It received mixed reviews. 36. Critics were critical of Hemsworth and Stewart's on-screen chemistry, and Angela Watercutter of Wired felt the characters were not fully fleshed out. 37. Hemsworth was cast as Jed Eckert in the 2012 Red Dawn remake after MGM saw Daly's footage of a scene from the cabin in the woods. 38. He was cast as Thor 2 days after being cast in Red Dawn. 38. The film was a box office bomb, grossing only $50 million against a production budget of $65 million. 39, and received negative reviews. 40. Hemsworth in 2013. In 2013, Hemsworth starred in Ron Howard's sports drama film Rush, as 1976 Formula One world champion James Hunt. 41. Henry Barnes of The Guardian was impressed with Hemsworth's performance, praising the actor for delivering the superb script with some mastery. 42. Later that year, Hemsworth reprised the role of Thor for the sequel to Thor in Thor: The Dark World, 2013. 43. Although a commercial success with a worldwide gross of $644 million. 44. The film became the lowest rated film in the MCU franchise on the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes at 66% approval rating. 45. The chemistry between Hemsworth and Hiddleston was praised by critics. Ben Child of The Guardian wrote, "Thanks to Hiddleston and Hemsworth's impressive collective charisma, Thor: The Dark World is far from a franchise killer." 46. In 2015, Hemsworth starred in director Michael Mann's action thriller Black Cot, opposite Viola Davis. 47. The film bombed at the box office. 48. And was poorly received. 49. For many critics, a significant issue of the film was the casting of Hemsworth as a hacker. 50. Christy Lemire of the Chicago Sun-Times remarked, "Anyone who makes their way in the world sitting in front of a computer screen all day is not going to look as hunky as Hemsworth." 51. Hemsworth himself later admitted to being displeased with his performance. "I didn't enjoy what I did in the film," he commented. "It just felt flat, and it was also an attempt to do what I thought people might have wanted to see. But I don't think I'm good in that space." 52. He reprised his role as Thor for the fourth time in the sequel to the Avengers, Age of Ultron. 53. In addition to the film receiving positive reviews. 54. And grossing over $1.4 billion worldwide. 55. Hemsworth also won the People's Choice Awards for Favorite Action Movie Actor. 56. Hemsworth returned to the set of Home and Away in November 2014 to film a scene as an extra and not as his character Kim Hyde. 57. 58. The episode which he appeared in was broadcast on May 19, 2015. 58. That same year, he co-starred in the comedy film Vacation, along with Ed Helms, a revival of the film series that originally starred Chevy Chase. 59. He was nominated for the MTV Movie Awards for Best Kiss with Leslie Mann. 60. His last 2015 film was In the Heart of the Sea, based on the book of the same name by Nathaniel Philbrick, with Hemsworth playing first mate Owen Chase. In an interview on Jimmy Kimmel Live, he said that to prepare for the role of starving sailors, the cast was put on a diet of 500 to 600 calories a day to lose weight. 61. In the Heart of the Sea received mixed reviews from critics, and was a box office disappointment, grossing $93 million against a $100 million budget. 62. But Hemsworth received a nomination for Choice Movie Actor, Action at the 18th Teen Choice Awards. 63. Continued commercial success, 2016, present. In 2016, Hemsworth reprised the role of Eric the Huntsman in The Huntsman, Winter's War, alongside Jessica Chastain, who played his love interest. Writing for IndieWire, Oliver Littleton criticized the on-screen chemistry between Hemsworth and Chastain, stating that they're both struggling uphill against accents they're palpably not comfortable with, displaying zero chemistry, and frankly appearing to be in different films. 64. The film underperformed compared to its predecessor, grossing only $165 million. 65. Hemsworth later joined the cast of the reboot Ghostbusters film, playing Kevin the Receptionist. 66. 67. The film disappointed critically and commercially, but Hemsworth was praised for delivering the most fun by Caroline Westbrook of Metro 68 and won the Kids' Choice Awards for Favorite Movie Actor. 69. Hemsworth promoting Thor Ragnarok at the 2017 San Diego Comic-Con. Hemsworth reprised his role as Thor in Thor Ragnarok, released on November 3, 2017 in the U.S,70 and again in both the third and fourth Avengers films, Avengers, Infinity War and Avengers, Endgame in 2018 and 2019 respectively. 71 All three films were a critical and commercial success. 72 Matt Zoller sites of RogerEbert.com likened Hemsworth's acting to Cary Grant, stating that Hemsworth's charisma holds Thor Ragnarok together whenever it threatens to spin apart. 73 Hemsworth won the Teen Choice Awards for Choice Sci-Fi Movie Actor. 74 Meanwhile, in his review of Avengers, Endgame, Joe Morgenstern of the Wall Street Journal acknowledged Hemsworth's Thor endearing despite some ragged material and the actor's seemingly limited dramatic range, while praising Hemsworth in the MCU Infinity Saga finale as the graceful, exuberant comic actor he was destined to be, while Thor morphs, alarmingly and charmingly yet still heroically, into a beer-bellied apparition who could pass for Jeff Lebowski. 75. In 2017, Hemsworth was the guest narrator at Disney's Candlelight Processional at Disneyland. 76. Hemsworth was to reprise his role as George Kirk in the fourth film of the rebooted Star Trek film series 77-78, but he left the project in August 2018 after contract negotiations fell through. 79 Hemsworth later said he found the script underwhelming. 80 In 2019, he also starred in a spin-off of the Men in Black series, titled Men in Black International. 81 The film grossed $253 million worldwide and received generally unfavorable reviews from critics, who criticized the lackluster action and forgettable plot, although the chemistry between Hemsworth and co-star Tessa Thompson was praised. 82. The following year, Hemsworth starred in the Netflix action thriller Extraction, reuniting him with the Russo brothers, who served as producers. 83 After being watched by 90 million households in its initial month of release, the film broke Netflix's viewership record previously held by Bird Box. 84-85 Hemsworth reprised the role of Thor in the fourth film, Thor: Love and Thunder. Filming began in February 2021 in Australia. 86-87 and it was released in 2022. 88 Hemsworth commented on the film's response, stating, "I think we just had too much fun. It just became too silly. It's always hard being in the center of it and having any real perspective, you just don't know how people are going to respond." 89. He later reflected on his own performance, believing he had become a parody of himself with the improv and wackiness of the film, and that he didn't stick the landing. 90. Hemsworth at the 2024 San Diego Comic-Con. Hemsworth worked on Limitless with Chris Hemsworth in 2022, a 6-part documentary series, for National Geographic. The show paired Hemsworth with noted filmmaker Darren Aronofsky. The show has Hemsworth appearing in a variety of different ways that humans have sought to increase their health. The episode saw Hemsworth take a plunge in icy Arctic water, fast for long periods of time, and participate in an Indigenous Australian ceremony. 91-92 The last of which resulted in some controversy for the show, as Indigenous groups claimed that filming at the sacred site was disrespectful to the culture. 93 Hemsworth returned as Tyler Rake in Netflix's Extraction 2, 2023, 94 which earned him $20 million. 95. Hemsworth starred in the Mad Max Fury Road spin-off Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, released in May 2024. 96 The Washington Post wrote that he had perhaps created one of the all-time great screen villains in his role as the warlord Dementus. 97 Hemsworth voiced a young Optimus Prime in the Transformers prequel film Transformers 1. 98-99 In October 2024, Hemsworth entered talks to play the title character in Paul King's Prince Charming for Disney. 100 Hemsworth featured in A Road Trip to Remember, a 2025 National Geographic documentary about his father's experience with Alzheimer's disease. 101 in 2026, Hemsworth starred alongside Marvel co-star Mark Ruffalo in the crime thriller film Crime 101, for which he was also executive producer. 102 Hemsworth will once again return as Thor in Avengers: Doomsday, scheduled for release in December 2026. 103. Public image. After appearing as Thor in the MCU franchise, Hemsworth's physique gained attention from fans. 104 His exercise routines have been regularly discussed in the media, including The Times of India. 105 Men's Health. 106 107 Men's XP. 108 Entertainment Tonight. 109 and Metro. 110 He later created the fitness app Centre, which provides paying customers access to nutrition, wellness, and exercise routines. 111 In 2014, he was named the sexiest man alive by People magazine. 112. Hemsworth is an avid supporter of the Western Bulldogs in the Australian Football League. 113 He was the star of the AFL's 2014 Everything's Possible campaign, donating the fees for his involvement to the Australian Children Foundation. 114 Hemsworth was also the star in the AFL's 2017 I'd Like to See That commercial. 115. Wealth. As his career in Hollywood films has developed, Hemsworth has become one of the world's highest paid actors. 12 He appeared in Forbes' World's Highest Paid Actors list in 2014, 116, 2015, 117 and 2018. 118 Additionally, he ranked 31st in the magazine's list of highest paid celebrities in 2018, 119 and 24th in 2019, 120 with estimated earnings of $76.4 million. 121. Charity. In May 2020, Chris and his brother Liam were among the celebrities who read an installment of Roald Dahl's children's fantasy novel James and the Giant Peach in aid of the global non-profit charity Partners in Health, co-founded by Dahl's daughter Ophelia, which had been fighting COVID-19 in vulnerable areas. 122. Personal life. Hemsworth began dating Spanish model and actress Elsa Pataky in early 2010, after meeting through their mutual representatives. 123 They married in December 2010. 124 The couple have a daughter, India Rose, born in May 2012 and twin sons, born in March 2014. 125 In 2015, the family moved from Los Angeles to Byron Bay, New South Wales, in his native Australia. 126 Hemsworth speaks limited Spanish. 127 and Indonesian. 128. Hemsworth's children train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Thalison Soares, and he has regularly taken them to compete in national tournaments. 129. Hemsworth was appointed a member of the Order of Australia in the 2021 Queen's Birthday Honours. 130. In episode 5 of his National Geographic documentary Limitless, 2022, Hemsworth revealed that his maternal grandfather suffered from Alzheimer's disease. It was also revealed that Hemsworth himself has inherited 2 copies of the APOE4 gene, one from his mother and one from his father, which makes it 8 to 10 times likelier for him to eventually develop Alzheimer's disease than the general population. Christian Charles Philip Bale, born January 30, 1974, is an English actor. Known for his versatility and physical transformations for his roles, he has been a leading man in films of several genres. His accolades include an Academy Award and 2 Golden Globe Awards, in addition to 4 British Academy Film Awards nominations. He was one of the highest paid actors in 2014, and The Independent later named him one of the greatest actors of the 21st century. Born in Wales to English parents, Bale had his breakthrough role at age 13 in Steven Spielberg's 1987 war film Empire of the Sun. After more than a decade of leading and supporting roles in films, he gained wider recognition for his portrayals of the serial killer Patrick Bateman in the black comedy American Psycho, 2000, and the title role in the thriller The Machinist, 2004. He played the superhero Batman in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy, 2005 to 2012, one of the highest-grossing film franchises. Outside his work as Batman, Bale had starring roles in a range of films. For his portrayal of the boxer Dickie Eklund in David O. Russell's biographical film The Fighter, 2010, he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Further Academy Award nominations came for his work in Russell's black comedy American Hustle, 2013, and Adam McKay's biographical satires The Big Short, 2015, and Vice, 2018. For portraying the American Vice President Dick Cheney in the latter, he won a second Golden Globe. Bale has since played Ken Miles in the sports drama Ford v Ferrari, 2019, and Gore the God Butcher in the superhero film Thor, Love and Thunder, 2022. Early life and education. Christian Charles Philip Bale II was born on January 30, 1974 in Haverfordwest, Pembrokeshire, Wales, to English parents Jenny James, a circus performer, and David Bale, an entrepreneur and activist. 345 Bale has remarked, "I was born in Wales but I'm not Welsh, I'm English." 1 He has 2 elder sisters, Sharon and Louise, and a half-sister from his father's first marriage, Erin. 5 One of his grandfathers was a comedian while the other was a stand-in for John Wayne. 6 Bale and his family left Wales when he was 2 years old. 7 And after living in Portugal and Oxfordshire, England, they settled in Bournemouth, England. 8 As well as saying that the family had lived in 15 towns by the time he was 15, Bale described the frequent relocation as being driven by necessity rather than choice and acknowledged that it had a major influence on his career selection. 7 9 10 He attended Bournemouth School until the age of 16. 11 12 Bale's parents divorced in 1991, and at age 17, he moved with his sister Louise and their father to Los Angeles, California, in the United States. 13 Bale trained in ballet as a child. 14 His first acting role came at 8 years old in a commercial for the fabric softener Lenner. 15 He also appeared in a Pac-Man cereal commercial. 16 After his sister was cast in a West End musical, Bale considered taking up acting professionally. 17 He said later he did not find acting appealing but pursued it at the request of those around him because he had no reason not to do so. 18 After participating in school plays, Bale performed opposite Rowan Atkinson in the play The Nerd in the West End in 1984. 15 He did not undergo any formal acting training. 12 Career. Early roles and breakthrough, 1986 to 1999. After deciding to become an actor at age 10, Bale secured a minor role in the 1986 television film Anastasia, The Mystery of Anna. Its star, Amy Irving, who was married to the director Steven Spielberg, subsequently recommended Bale for Spielberg's 1987 film Empire of the Sun. 19 At age 13, Bale was chosen from over 4,000 actors to portray a British boy in a Second World War Japanese internment camp. 20 For the film, he spoke with an upper-class cadence without the help of a dialogue coach. 21 The role propelled Bale to fame. 22 And his work earned him acclaim and the inaugural Best Performance by a Juvenile Actor Award from the National Board of Review of Motion Pictures. 23 Earlier in the same year, he starred in the fantasy film Mio in the Land of Far Away, based on the novel Mio, My Son by Astrid Lindgren. 24-25 The fame from Empire of the Sun led to Bale being bullied in school and finding the pressures of working as an actor unbearable. 26 He grew distrustful of the acting profession because of media attention but said that he felt obligated at a young age to continue to act for financial reasons. 22 Around this time, the actor and filmmaker Kenneth Branagh persuaded Bale to appear in his film Henry V in 1989, which drew him back into acting. 23 The following year, Bale played Jim Hawkins opposite Charlton Heston as Long John Silver in Treasure Island, a television film adaptation of Robert Louis Stevenson's 1883 novel. 27. Bale starred in the 1992 Disney musical film Newsies, which was unsuccessful both at the box office and with critics. 28 Rebecca Miltzoff of Vulture revisited the film in 2012 and found the cracks in Bale's voice during his performance of the song Santa Fe charming and apt even though he was not a great singer. 29 In 1993 he appeared in Swing Kids, a film about teenagers who secretly listened to forbidden jazz during the rise of Nazi Germany. 30 In Gillian Armstrong's 1994 film Little Women, Bale played Theodore Laurie Lawrence following a recommendation from Winona Ryder, who starred as Jo March. 23 The film achieved critical and commercial success. 31 Of Bale's performance, Ryder said he captured the complex nature of the role. 31 He next voiced Thomas, a young compatriot of Captain John Smith, in the 1995 Disney animated film Pocahontas, which attracted a mixed critical reception. 32-33 Bale played a small part in the 1996 film The Portrait of a Lady, based on the Henry James novel of the same name. 34 And appeared in the 1998 musical film Velvet Goldmine, set in the 1970s during the glam rock era. 35 In 1999 he was part of an ensemble cast, which included Kevin Kline and Michelle Pfeiffer, portraying Demetrius in A Midsummer Night's Dream, a film adaptation of the play by William Shakespeare. 36. Rise to prominence and commercial decline, 2000 to 2004. Bale played Patrick Bateman, an investment banker and serial killer, in American Psycho, a film adaptation of Bret Easton Ellis's novel of the same name, directed by Mary Harron. While Harron had chosen Bale for the part, the film's production and distribution company, Lionsgate, originally disagreed and hired Leonardo DiCaprio to play Bateman with Oliver Stone to direct. Bale and Harron were brought back after DiCaprio and Stone had left the project. 37-38 Bale exercised and tanned himself for months to achieve Bateman's chiseled physique and had his teeth capped to assimilate to the character's narcissistic nature. 39-40 American Psycho premiered at the 2000 Sundance Film Festival. Harron said the film critic Roger Ebert named it the most hated film at the event. 41 Of Bale's work, Ebert wrote he is heroic in the way he allows the character to leap joyfully into despicability. There is no instinct for self-preservation here, and that is one mark of a good actor. 42. The film was released in April 2000, becoming a commercial and critical success and later developing a cult following. 43-44 The role established Bale as a leading man. 15-45. In the 4 years that followed American Psycho, Bale's career experienced critical and commercial failure. 46 He next played a villainous real estate heir in John Singleton's action film Shaft and appeared in John Madden's film adaptation of the Louis de Bernis novel Captain Corelli's Mandolin as Mandras, a Greek fisherman who vies with Nicolas Cage's title character for the affections of Pelagia, played by Penelope Cruz. 34 Bale said he found it refreshing to play Mandras, who is emotionally humane, after working on American Psycho and Shaft. 47 In 2002, he appeared in 3 films, Laurel Canyon, Reign of Fire and Equilibrium. 23 Reviewing Laurel Canyon for Entertainment Weekly, Lisa Schwartzbaum called Bale's performance fussy. 48 After having reservations about joining the post-apocalyptic Reign of Fire, which involved computer-generated imagery, Bale professed his enjoyment of making films that could go awry and cited director Rob Bowman as a reason for his involvement. 49-50 In Equilibrium, he plays a police officer in a futuristic society and performs gun kata, a fictional martial art that incorporates gunfighting. 34-51-52 IGN's Jeff Otto characterized Reign of Fire as poorly received and Equilibrium as highly underrated, while the Independent's Stephen Applebaum described the two films along with Shaft and Captain Corelli's Mandolin as mediocre fare. 53-54. Bale starred as the insomnia-ridden, emotionally dysfunctional title character in the psychological thriller The Machinist. To prepare for the role, he initially only smoked cigarettes and drank whiskey. His diet later expanded to include black coffee, an apple, and a can of tuna per day. 55-56. Bale lost 63 pounds, 29 kilograms, weighing 121 pounds, 55 kilograms, to play the character, who was written in the script as a walking skeleton. 57. His weight loss prompted comparisons with Robert De Niro's weight gain in preparation to play Jake LaMotta in the 1980 film Raging Bull. 58. Describing his transformation as mentally calming, Bale claimed he had stopped working for a while because he did not come upon scripts that piqued his interest and that the film's script drew him to lose weight for the part. 59-60. The Machinist was released in October 2004, it performed poorly at the box office. 57. Roger Moore of the Orlando Sentinel regarded it as one of the best films of the year, and Todd McCarthy of Variety wrote that Bale's haunted, aggressive and finally wrenching performance gave it a strong anchor. 61-62. Batman and Dramatic Roles, 2005 to 2008. A headshot of Bale from 2008. Bale at the Spanish premiere of The Dark Knight in 2008. Bale portrayed Bruce Wayne and his superhero alias, Batman, in Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins, a reboot of the Batman film series. Nolan cast Bale, who was still fairly unknown at the time, because Bale had exactly the balance of darkness and light Nolan sought. 63-64. For the part, Bale regained the weight he lost for The Machinist and built muscle, weighing 220 pounds, 100 kilograms. 65. He trained in weapons, Wing Chun Kung Fu and the Kisi fighting method. 66. Acknowledging the story's peculiar circumstances involving a character who thinks he can run around in a batsuit in the middle of the night, Bale said he and Nolan had deliberately approached it with as realistic a motivation as possible, referencing Wayne's parents' murder. 54. Bale voiced Wayne and Batman differently. He employed gravelly tone qualities for Batman, which Nolan believed reinforced the character's visual appearance. 67. Batman Begins was released in the US in June 2005. 68. Tim Grierson and Will Leitch of Vulture complimented Bale's sensitive, intelligent portrayal of a spoiled, wayward Bruce who finally grows up, and fights crime. 34. The performance earned Bale the MTV Movie Award for Best Hero. 69. In the same year, Bale voiced the titular Howl, a wizard, in the English-language dub of Hayao Miyazaki's Howl's Moving Castle, a Japanese animated film adaptation of Diana Wynne Jones's novel of the same name. 70. He committed himself to voice the role after watching Miyazaki's animated film Spirited Away. 71. Later that year, he starred as a U.S. war veteran who deals with post-traumatic stress disorder in the David Ayer-helmed crime drama Harsh Times, which premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival. 34. 72. He portrayed the colonist John Rolfe in The New World, a historical drama film inspired by the stories of Pocahontas, directed by Terrence Malick. The film was released in December 2005. 73. The following year saw the premiere of Rescue Dawn, by the German filmmaker Werner Herzog, in which Bale portrayed the American fighter pilot Dieter Dengler, who fights for his life after being shot down while on a mission during the Vietnam War. 34. After the two worked together, Herzog stated that he had considered Bale to be among his generation's greatest talents long before he played Batman. 74. The Austin Chronicle's Marjorie Baumgarten viewed Bale's work as a continuance of his masterful command of yet another American personality type. 75. For the 2006 film The Prestige, Bale reunited with Batman Begins director Nolan, who said that Bale was cast after offering himself for the part. It is based on the 1995 novel by Christopher Priest about a rivalry between two Victorian-era magicians, whom Bale and Hugh Jackman play in the film. 76-77. While it attracted acclaim from critics, the film performed more modestly during its run in theaters, earning $110 million against a $40 million budget. 78-79-80. In his review for the New York Times, A.O. Scott highlighted Bale's fierce inwardness and called his performance something to savor. 81. Bale next starred in the 2007 drama films I'm Not There, portraying two incarnations of singer-songwriter Bob Dylan, and in 3:10 to Yuma, playing a justice-seeking cattleman. He characterized his Dylan incarnations as two men on a real quest for truth and attributed his interest in 3:10 to Yuma to his affinity for films where he gets to just be dirty and crawling in the mud. 82-83. Bale reprised the role of Batman in Nolan's Batman Begins sequel The Dark Knight, with Heath Ledger joining the cast as the Joker. The film received widespread acclaim and became the fourth to gross more than $1 billion worldwide upon its July 2008 release. 84-85. He did many of his own stunts, including one that involved standing on the roof of the Sears Tower in Chicago. 86. The Dark Knight has been regarded by critics as the best superhero film. 87-88. The Dark Knight trilogy completion and acclaim, 2009 to 2012. In February 2008, Warner Brothers announced that Bale would star as the rebellion leader John Connor in the post-apocalyptic action film Terminator Salvation. 89. Directed by Mick G., who cited Bale as the most credible actor of his generation. 90. In February 2009, an audio recording of a tirade on the film set in July 2008 involving Bale was released. It captured him directing profanities towards and threatening to attack the film's cinematographer Shane Hurlbut, who walked onto the set during the filming of a scene acted by Bale and Bryce Dallas Howard, and culminated in Bale threatening to quit the film if Hurlbut was not fired. 91-92. Several colleagues in the film industry defended Bale, attributing the incident to his dedication to acting. 91-93-94. Bale publicly apologized in February 2009, calling the outburst inexcusable and his behavior way out of order and affirming to have made amends with Hurlbut. 95-96. Terminator Salvation was released in May 2009 to tepid reviews. 97-98. Claudia Pook of USA Today considered Bale's work to be surprisingly one-dimensional, while The Age's Jake Wilson wrote he gave one of his least compelling performances. 99-100. Bale later admitted he knew during production that the film would not revitalize the Terminator franchise as he had wished. 101. He asserted he would not work with Mick G again. 98.